So this is what I found when I got to the dock first thing in the morning. So time to take the engine cover off, pump the floats, and get the engine warm. Now that that's done, I'm taxiing out, getting ready to take off, and there's Max from another company, and he's doing the same thing. Okay, on our way, so we're going to go through the south side of Gabriola into Dodd Narrows here, and the old rule is don't go through here unless you're going to do it at 1,000 feet. It's pretty tight in there. And we're going past Corsi Island and onto Salt Spring Island here. It is a gorgeous morning. As you can see here, the wind is pretty light. It's glassy. Luckily, the dock is in a nice pocket, because if the wind was coming from behind us, I'd have to come in with more speed so I wouldn't spin into the wind. Water's pretty glassy, which means the floats stick to it more, so we'll do a float roll to get out of the water. We can see from the steam from the mill that we've got a bit of a tailwind here. Out over the Georgia Strait now, just outside of Vancouver's control zone, and the published approach for float planes and helicopters has us at 300 feet. Vancouver is the most complicated airspace in the country. Toronto and Montreal may have more numbers, but they just don't have the complexity and the number of float plane and helicopters going in and out. Right here, I'm on final approach. I got my final approach power. Final checks are done. I'm on final approach speed, and everything's nice and stabilized. And right about here, I'm looking down because there's a couple of deadheads, as in logs that are stuck in the mud and poking up just above the surface. And I'm checking to see if I'm going to be dealing with river current coming out or flooding tide coming in for when I dock. It doesn't necessarily affect my landing at all, but I'm just looking ahead to docking. And we got a little bit of a tailwind, so I'm just going to keep the nose up a little bit higher and add a touch more power just to make it to smooth it out, because it looks like I'm going to be going into river current with a bit of a tailwind, so the nose is going to want to dig. So now we're just keeping everything nice and stable. I'm looking straight ahead. There's a bridge in the distance, and I'm using that to line myself up and keep myself straight. So I've touched down about here, got the flaps retracted, just letting the airplane settle, let the tower know I'm on the water, and getting ready to dock.